going to go ahead and replace our mass airflow sensor. It is located in this half of our air intake box here. On our upper intake tube here, I want to disconnect this connector right here. Let's go ahead and disconnect our vacuum right here. And we want to go ahead and disconnect this tube. There's going to be a clamp here and one on the other end. I'm going to go ahead and loosen the clamps. Use our flathead screwdriver for this one here for a little better clearance. Once that's loose, let's go ahead and work this off, remove it, and set it aside. Now with our air intake tube popped off, we're going to go ahead and disconnect our harness right here. I'm just going to use a little pry tool here. Pop that off. Undo our clamp. Slide this off. Disconnect this connector here. So right here, there's a tab. I want to press down on that. And what we're doing is we want to try and work this connector off. So the connector that you're pushing on is this little tab right here. You want to press that. It is spring loaded, and pull on the connector, and that'll disconnect that from our mass airflow. Now at this point, we have our spring-loaded tabs. There's one on this side here, and there's one over here. I'm just going to use my pick. And when you pop this off, that not only exposes our mass airflow, but these are the tabs that you are releasing to go ahead and pop this out. Now let's go ahead and remove the retaining nuts. There's two 10mm nuts on either side. We'll go ahead and replace our unit. Now that we have those nuts loose, we'll go ahead and remove those and separate your unit. Go ahead and line up the studs. Now this is specific, so you can't mess up the installation. Install that. Get the nuts installed. You also want to be very careful. You don't want to reach inside and touch anything on the inside of this unit. Spin those nuts down, and we're just going to go ahead and snug these down. You want to make sure that you get your connector lined up with the port on the side here. Let's go ahead and feed this in. You want to make sure that all of your retaining clips are lined up. You don't want to snap these. You'll hear that pop into place. And we have our connector lined up perfect with our port. For any reason, you can go ahead and try and turn this here, and it's locked into place. If this isn't lined up with the port, simply repeat the process. Remove or loosen your 4 little locking tabs, pull this out, and then clock it to the right position, and then go ahead and snap that in. At this point, let's go ahead and install our harness. Simple, line that up, push it in, you can hear it click, and then you can go ahead and reinstall your rubber boot. Go ahead and line up the air box here. Let me get that position just right. Snap that down into place. Don't forget to connect your harness. You're going to run into an issue if you don't. Snap that in. Install your little plastic button here. Let's install our upper air intake tube. And press this onto both ends. Let's tighten down our hose clamps. You just want these snug. And get your vacuum hose pushed in. We'll take our electrical connector and push this on.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.